Before we get started, have you gotten my free ebook, 5 Powerful Steps to Win Your Morning? Go to thesuccess.life/5 Powerful Steps. This ebook has 5 powerful strategies you can implement right away to help you have more energy, clarity, and focus, and accomplish more in less time. Go to thesuccess.life/5 Powerful Steps and get your copy today. Hello, my friend, and welcome to Press Pause. I'm your host, Janelle Bruland, and I'm here to help you regain control of your life for you. Each week, I will be giving you helpful tips and one thing you can implement immediately to overcome the chaos of life and take back control. I was once an overwhelmed, overcommitted entrepreneur, and I get what it's like to be balancing all of the things between work and home. And I'm here to help you take back control. Let's dive right in. Welcome to Press Pause. On today's episode, we're going to talk about how to go from fear to faith. Let's face it, there are so many things in today's world that cause fear. And often it's just living in our bodies. If it's not what's going on in the economy, there may be stresses in the home with a spouse or kids. There may be work stresses. We always have those things that when you go deep down, you realize that it's fear that's causing those. And I've really learned in my life that we don't have to live in that state of fear, which ends up causing a constant worry in our lives. So see if you recognize some of these symptoms. Do you feel like you have a tightness in your chest? Do you find that you're constantly thinking about a particular problem and it just ruminates in your mind? Are you having conversations with someone over and over on a problem that you're having an issue with? Do you feel like when you get together with a good friend that it's always this particular problem that you're concerned about, and it just can feel absolutely consuming? Well, here's a couple of tips of how to take that fear to faith. So first of all, you need to recognize, as we talked about, that you're actually feeling this fear and that you don't want to live in that anymore. We have this amazing creator God who's in charge of our life. And I think one of the reasons why we worry and why we have fear is we're living in a difficult world and we want to be in control. And let's face it, we're not always in control of the things that happen around us. But what we can always control is how we respond to it. So instead of allowing ourselves to respond in fear, we can respond in faith and trust. And one of the things that I do to help me with this that I would encourage you to do is find a safe spot. Find a safe spot, a quiet spot for you that can be your time to come away from all of the things that are going on in your world, all of those things that are causing you worries and sleepless nights, and present them before God. And be able to really get them out. You know, He's your Father, He's your loving Father, and He already knows everything that you're going through. So by you pouring your heart out to God, even if it's pouring out in tears and agony, God accepts that. He wants that from you. He loves you so deeply. Think of King David in the Psalms and the times that he cried out to God in agony. He cried out in his pain and in his fear, and God met him, and God will meet you too. So when you find yourselves in that place of fear, find that quiet spot that you can go to that feels like a safe spot for you and pour out those feelings, pour out those worries, cast your cares on your Heavenly Father, and He will take them from you. And as you do that, my friend, you're going to find that a burden lifts from you, because you don't have to hang on to that fear and that worry. You can simply release it in an act of surrender and even say the words, Father, I can't carry this fear. I surrender it to you. And I know there's been times in my own life where I may surrender that fear in the morning and that fear comes back in the afternoon and I have to surrender it again. And sometimes it's an hour by hour, even a minute by minute, where you need to let go of that fear and turn it into faith and trust. Because you have a Heavenly Father that is in control of your life, that has this amazing plan for you.
So take the time to be with him, to give up those worries and fears, to let go and let God take care of them, and turn your fear into faith.
Thank you for listening today. Take that one thing you learned and start making it a habit in your life now. And be sure to tune in next week for another thing you can do to improve your life and be the best version of yourself. Cheers to making this time for you each and every day. If you're enjoying this podcast, will you please take a moment to leave a positive review? This helps get the message out to impact as many people as possible. And I encourage you to subscribe to this podcast. That way the episodes will drop each time a new one comes out. Remember, you don't have to be overwhelmed and overcommitted. You have the power to take back control of your life.